Ooh. Is it
We
going?
are good to go, ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. So, what's going on, folks? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Running Gun Podcast. I'm Jay Peeps.
I'm Ace.
And I'm
And-
Ashton here, second time coming back, so happy to be back. So it's been a while, but I'm back. You know, you seen me in the comments a lot, but I'm here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're glad to have you this evening, Ashton. Dad, how you been? I know we talked about it earlier off camera, but how you been?
I've been good. Ready for football season. Ready for football season, and ready to be excited. It's my favorite time of the year, football
Yes.
season.
Yes, sir. It is slowly approaching. Can't wait. You know, we got NFL preseason coming up. Started really just getting underway tomorrow. More games to come. Week 0 is almost here. We're going to talk about a couple things tonight. You know, we're going to talk about conference realignment tonight and how that's affecting everything. We're going to talk about basically who's been shining at fall camp for FAMU. Ace, anything else we're going to talk about tonight?
We called it.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Thing. We saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah, we did. Hey, we called it. We sure did. And
yeah, that video actually came out pretty good too.
It did. I had to clip that. Oh, I had to clip that.
But the best part was about that video. It had me with the meme face background, and right when it cut off.
Oh, that's the best part. That is the best part.
Just a little teaser for what happens if Jackson State loses coming up soon.
Oh, yeah, no, honestly, I was talking about Ashton about that. You know, if you know what's gonna happen if FAMU wins that game, you know what's gonna happen. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
If FAMU wins that game, it's gonna be a party on FAMU Twitter.
And it's gonna start on South Beach, and it's gonna be me down there with some tequila and a mojito. Oh my gosh!
Next year.
And when you do go down there though, and if we do win that game, don't be. And you see Ken Clark and Sheila D and all the rest of them, don't go over there messing with them.
They don't. You know what? I'll buy them a drink. I'll buy them a shot of tequila. If we do win, I'll buy it for them.
But all right, let's get started.
Yeah, we're gonna roll this intro.
Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. I'll put up the video on Twitter in a minute while we're running the intro. So do it.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP.
This is the Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash. This is Jimi Hendrix.
And you're listening to
the Run and Gun Podcast.
All right, so right away with it. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first thing on the ledger, I guess we can go ahead and talk about this. Who has been standing out in fall camp for FAMU so far? So based on what I've heard and only what I've heard, because I cannot be there to see it, but a couple of names have really been standing out. So I don't know if y'all have seen much of the footage and everything, but Cardell Thomas, the LSU transfer, has really been showing signs that he is very vital and excellent in pass protection. I really want to see footage of him going downhill and run blocking and just absolutely mauling people. It was video of him actually going toe to toe, holding up Gentle Hunt, forcing Gentle Hunt to be better. Also, too, Musa has looked excellent from what people have been saying, threading the needle, finding the windows, pretty much. Him and Jamar Gassett, him and Marcus Riley, really been looking good together. As well, too, Jordan Moore, who has been just getting multiple pick sixes in team period, and I guess also you would say 7-on-7 period. He's been flashing as well. So I'm really impressed with what I've heard so far coming out of fall camp. Of course, Willie Simmons said first day is not exactly where you want to be, but I mean, that's to be expected with everybody. We're kind of entering the dog days of fall camp here. But we'll get y'all's thoughts on that. And anybody in the comment section, if you're watching, feel free to comment and chime in. Come over to YouTube. A comment.
I would actually go first. You guess. You can have it.
Well, basically what I've seen, I ain't really seen a whole lot much, but I've seen a couple of defensive guys get a couple of pick sixes.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like J Peep said, I've seen what's that dude's name again?
Which one?
Cardell.
Yeah, Cardell Thomas, the LSU transfer.
Cardell Thomas, he looked spectacular. Musa's did a little 4-on-4 thing at one time, so and then there was another defensive guy that had a pick six in one of those days. I don't know who that guy was.
I think it might have been Isaiah Major, because honestly, that Isaiah Major and Jordan Moore, they've been exceptional together. Honestly, the past couple practices and stuff. Apparently, it is true. They do room together too. So like they've actually become closer, if anything.
Yeah. Have you heard anything as far as running backs, J Peeps?
As far as running backs goes, I mean, the only thing I've heard is like nothing serious, but Terrell Jennings had to get carted off. I'm assuming, and again, it's nothing bad. Before anybody hits the DEFCON 1 button, it's nothing bad. But and Ace knows this too. When you go to NFL training camps, even the star players get carted off sometimes just because you get a full body cramp or you just get nicked.
Especially in the Florida heat and everything.
Exactly, it happens to the best of us. Wait, go ahead, Ace.
All right, Ace, your turn.
It's just like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with the Lions. He got carted off the field like first or second day in practice, and everybody thought it was gonna be a torn ACL, and he came back. It was only a knee sprain from the heat. Just a little tweak, nothing major. So it's like it's not like you said DEFCON 1 or anything like that. But then with the defense showing up against the offense and beginning of training camp, I mean, it's like that's pretty typical generally because the offense hasn't been in total sync yet. Whereas defense, it could be a more of an individual play that would happen that can make a turnover come around. Whereas offense, you have to be in perfect sync with everything and have a good flow to be successful in training camp, which, start off, you're not very in cohesion considering you lost your number one wide receiver and a couple other guys to the draft. So you got to just put it back together step by step.
Facts. Major facts.
I'm curious to who's going to step up at wide receiver this year. You got that number 2 guy. What's his name?
Oh, Gassett.
I don't know why.
Gassett. You got Jamar Gassett from Buffalo.
Jamar Gassett from Buffalo, and then who's our number 2 from last year? His Twitter name is K. Dot.
Oh yeah, you got Jamari Shareed. You got a lot of guys.
Shareed.
You got a lot of fast guys that can actually scoot. I think they actually held out Marcus Riley or Jamari Gassett. One of the two got held out because, I don't know what it was, but it was, I guess it's just precautionary. But when you're scooting like that, you don't want to risk pulling something. But
I like our group. Just need everybody to stay healthy as best as they can. Hopefully we don't have no issues with players going through the season, because given our Celebration Bowl or bust this year, that's the last couple of things we need. Especially how last year had it affected it affected the team last year. I mean, yeah, we won 9 straight games, but it affected them all the way through.
Facts. And honestly, that's one thing Ace was saying about. That's one thing Ace was saying a few weeks. I know I pointed the wrong way. It's the way this camera's set up. But yeah, Ace was saying that a few weeks ago, honestly, about you had the team, you had a complete team, but then you had a couple issues that occurred, and that affected the team's chemistry as the year progressed. And Ace was saying, like you had games that should have been easy runaway wins that weren't because of certain issues.
Yeah, I remember that.
Facts. Also, too, we are 2 weeks away from week 0, so we are slowly approaching the MEAC Challenge, which is the game to watch in the FCS. And then, of course, too, you have Navy and Notre Dame in Ireland week 0. But all eyes are definitely on Atlanta, of course, because everybody wants to see what they got.
Jackson State, South Carolina State. That's the MEAC Challenge, ain't it?
Yep. Everybody wants to know what's going on.
I tell you what. If Jackson State coach, what's his name?
What's his name? Who?
JSU coach.
Oh, TC Taylor. Yeah.
TC Taylor. If he beat Buddy Pugh and Will Simmons back to back, woo.
Oh yeah, no, that's gonna signify that it was a well done transition. It's gonna signify a well done transition. It will.
Mm-hmm.
If they do get through it. The first 4 weeks are gonna be very good. Like I don't think that they beat Texas State, but I definitely beat Texas State. But if they can get through 4 weeks and be 3-1,
he beat if he beat Buddy Pugh, Willie Simmons, and Dooley, and whoever Texas State coach is. If he do that, he deserve more props than ever. Yeah. Of course, he still got to win the whole thing, but that'll be a first major step right there.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Are we off the drugs now?
Stop.
What did he say?
No, because he's had this thing with them. He's like y'all need to get off the drugs. And
I'm be dead.
I'm not saying he will. I said if.
No, I'm saying if he will. Even so, I still don't even see that being a remote possibility. With the amount of people that team lost, the chances of going undefeated straight out the gate, first 3 games, that is like unheard of, and you would need literally a 1 in a million chance of that happening.
He's got a point.
Mm-hmm. And if FAMU loses to Jackson State, bruh, we gonna have some conversations about Willie Simmons.
If FAMU loses to Jackson State, it's gonna be the same thing. How it is when he lost to Bethune-Cookman in those two first years. I'm like, all right now. They're gonna be like, all right now, you doing this, you doing all the great, but you're not beating the game that you're supposed to beat.
Yeah, that's true. Because honestly, it's like in both of those years, he had Bethune, and then he just couldn't get it done. But then finally, 2021 came around.
I still think personally in 2019, if Marcus didn't get ejected, we would have won that game. Because that long pass that long pass that pretty much decided the game and everything. If Marcus was in that game, now I believe FAMU wouldn't have lost.
I agree. I think
and if Jared Cook wasn't the tight end of the Saints would have beat the Bucs. But then again, hindsight's 2020.
Y'all doing them. All right, another thing came out.
I'm just keeping it real. If I knew GameStop was gonna go up to $200, I would have bought GameStop stock the day before it happened.
All right, so the FCS preseason top 25 came out. There was 2 separate preseason top 25s that dropped. So you had.
Can you pull it up?
Yeah, I can.
I don't know.
All right, old man. Come on, J Peeps, you can do it, old man. Pull it
I
up.
know-
Show me what you've learned from last week.
Dude, you
Oh,
know
crap,
this,
I need to
man.
move my microphone's on the ground.
You know this, dude. All right, so I sent this actually to myself. If I can blow it up, I guess. Can I blow it up?
If you can do it, let's see. Come on, there we go.
There we go.
Hey,
All right,
hey,
so
JP's just growing.
basically, shouts out to Lights On for posting this. So you had the stats perform FCS preseason top 25. I'll show the Blue Bloods one. Shout out to Blue Bloods. So
Wow.
as it goes right here.
Bison. Oof. All right, Jackrabbits. I see y'all.
I mean, they did with it. I mean, they did win it last year.
Mm-hmm. Them Bison people are not very happy right now. They're still salty, probably. I should say.
North Dakota State, just like Alabama. You win some, you lose some. I can't hear you,
I see it.
JP.
I can see. I think JP's muted himself by accident. Alright, bro. We even come back. I got this. Let me get my glasses on so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. Alright, well, the old man figures his stuff out. I am going to take him out until he gets his stuff together. Alright, so we know number 1, South Dakota State. Number 2, North Dakota State. So you got the Dakotas rocking the whole state, pretty much. Basically, the entire northern states own the FCS right now, with Montana State at 3, William and Mary 4, Holy Cross 5. You know, you can basically see it on the list right there. As the boys come back, there we go. He's back. He figured his stuff out. You good there, JP? Are you back alive? Now I can hear you. He's alive again.
A little
Alright,
bit.
guys, we good.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So
There you go.
basically saying, like, as far as stats thing goes, you only got one HBCU in there at number 19, North Carolina Central, which honestly a lot of people
That's
are
surprising.
like, thank you. I know a lot of people are going to say, and I've been dying to say this for a long time. I've been waiting for this to come out so I could say this. Everybody's like, well, where's Jackson State? Where's FAMU? The top 2 teams. The other top 2 teams aside from NC Central. And I'm just going to come out straight with it. I really feel like neither team should have been ranked. Well, I'll say this. I'll say it like this. And some people aren't going to like it. Realistically speaking, I saw Jackson State being in the neighborhood of 20 to 25. I didn't expect to see FAMU in here. I only expected to see Jackson State in it because of the fact that they won the SWAC. And they lost to the number 19 team in the country. If you're a conference champion, I feel like you do deserve to be in there. So
they ain't get in there because half the team left. What you mean?
And that's my next point. So, geez, well, why isn't Jackson State in there? You're disrespecting us. Why?
No head coach. New head coach, I should say. New quarterback.
The quarterback left, who apparently, according to some people, has not thrown an interception in fall camp.
We'll get into that in the college football section. Don't worry. We'll get into that later.
And then, basically, half the team left.
That's pretty half for North Carolina Central, though.
It actually is.
Without a celebrity coach.
Facts.
I mean, you win the SWAC. You win what you win. You beat up some good teams. It's about deserved.
My question is, can Central beat some of them teams below them?
Rhode Island, maybe. Rhode Island and maybe Gardner-Webb, maybe Eastern Kentucky. But I don't see them getting any. The Blue Hens are tough. Northern Iowa, or not Northern Iowa. Yeah, the Blue Hens and Mercer, they're tough. But, yeah, so I know some people are going to wonder, well, gee, why isn't FAMU in here? Why?
Oh, no, they lost 2 games.
Fam, after how team looked last year, Fam didn't deserve to be in there. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
They should have lost probably 4 or 5
I'm a diehard Rattler, but they deserve to be in there. They didn't play like it last year.
Exactly. Like, look, I'm all for, FAMU should be in there. Like, but I'm just going to be real, dude. You got blown out the first game. You played two D2. You played one D2 school, which held you out of the FCS playoffs. Like it just wasn't anything worth. No.
Then you didn't dominate. Then you didn't dominate going forward. You could have easily lost some games, but thankfully that didn't happen. But it just wasn't a playoff team last year.
It wasn't. It really wasn't. Now the other one that came out was, if I can share it, if it lets me share it. Here we go. Hold on. All right, it's coming up. I'm going to share my screen again. So Blue Bloods came out with a poll as well. And
It's my boy Blue.
They had a more favorable one. They had a much more favorable one. So here we go. Okay. So basically this one flipped 1 through 3. Jackrabbits is still number 1. Montana State.
So flip 2 and 3.
2. Yeah, North Coast State, number 3. This one has NC Central at 13.
Jackson State at 24.
Yep, and FAMU checks in at 24. Has surprising Youngstown State makes an appearance at 25. I like this one too. It makes this one's more realistic of what I was thinking.
I kind of agree with it.
Yeah, like this one.
I'm gonna be the real one here and say the first one was right. Sheesh, can't be no 2-loss team and be on this. Sorry, not sorry. I'm in a mood today, I guess.
You must be, because honestly, I'm telling you now.
I've seen Alabama with 2 losses up in the top 10.
Yeah, and Alabama 2 losses. That is against LSU and Texas A&M, I believe.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. Yeah, they beat Texas A&M this year. They lost last year. Anyway, you get the point.
Yeah,
those are actually good teams. They lost to, whereas FAMU. I mean, North Carolina's a good team that you lost to, but you got blown out by Jackson State, and you should have lost half the games that you won because you look terrible.
Yeah,
keep it real.
Yeah. You must be in the mood today, honestly. You really must be in the mood. I don't.
But I mean, it's the same argument we made with Jackson State. You know, you lose half your team to the transfer portal. Well, the FAMU lost the big dogs to the NFL.
Yeah, facts.
So
I would ask another question about these FBS teams, but we gonna. I would ask another question about these FBS team. FCS team, but we gonna save that for the conference realignment.
Yes, definitely. And actually, now that you say that, we're gonna switch on over now to the NFL. So now that we get to the NFL, you know, one thing that stood out to me, and I know Ace probably ready to talk about this one too. What do you make of the player statements about Eric Bieniemy?
They don't know what the hell it takes to win.
Wait, say that again, Ace.
I said they're full of crap and don't know what it takes to win. They didn't realize they actually have to put effort into winning.
Bingo. I said it earlier. You have a franchise that hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Also, Ron Rivera is just a terrible coach, but we won't get into that.
You have a franchise that has not won a Super Bowl since 1991. What do you expect?
Take it back. Take that back. Not even Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera said what he said because he ain't gonna be the new ownership. He's definitely not head coach next year. I guarantee it's pretty much unless they make the playoffs and make the Super Bowl, he's not head coach next year. And his replacement is literally his offensive coordinator, most likely.
Facts.
You can see what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying because it's like let that offense thrive.
This too, but like, you know, it's the same garbage. I don't want to say what I'm thinking in my head. I'll get myself in trouble. But the same garbage that happened with Kansas City last year. Kansas City wins. Andy Reid's a genius. Kansas City loses. It's all Bieniemy's fault.
It's Washington
as a scapegoat. Yeah, but the Commanders like they're soft. They're soft, but like the whole thing is gonna be if he doesn't do well and have like a top 10 offense, he's not getting a head coaching job. So he's under stress. But the players got to respond back with that stress and the effort he's going to put in to come and bring himself up.
Yeah.
Okay, my boy
does
Drunk says they're
Washington
trying to chief to the Commanders.
does Washington still
Nah, it's
have the
trying to
same
bring.
ownership or not?
It's trying to bring like a gourmet burger to a McDonald's.
Hold up. Wait, go ahead, Ashton.
Does Washington still have the same ownership or not?
They actually,
I
No,
ain't been really keeping up with NFL.
they have a new
like
guy. They have a Harris guy running it now.
yeah,
that.
they just
Maybe
Snyder's
let's see if this
team.
guy can turn it around now.
he needs to get
But
them.
what Drunk said about
And
Eric
then
trying
you
to bring
had Magic Johnson be Cohen or something like that one. Or was that somebody
minority.
else?
He ain't got much of a say in it. He's just a head of it, like a figurehead, basically. He can't do nothing.
Wait,
Okay,
now, what
then.
was I trying to say? Eric's trying to bring the Chiefs to the Commanders. That's like trying to bring
Should
McDonald's.
flipped it away.
Yeah, I was gonna say Drunk. I would flip that. That's like
Flip
trying
that
to
around, Drunk. You mix
McDonald's.
your dark and your lights again. Flip that around.
I mean, unless he feels like a McDonald's burger is better than a Five Guys burger, which I don't.
Well, by that I don't know, but try to put it like this: you're trying to bring a gourmet burger to a McDonald's. Think of it that way.
I agree.
Or better yet,
Gourmet burger
you're trying to put a smart car in a Lamborghini. Well, I guess that's what you're saying, but in reality, he's bringing a Lamborghini and he's trying to turn a smart car into a Lamborghini.
I'll say this though, most of the hood burgers, you know, them little burgers places that are not national one, like you said, in your neighborhood and everything, they can be better than the fast food ones.
Well, tell Terry McLaurin he needs to suck up his pants and pull up his big boy pants.
Hold on, wait. I believe it's the star players. Honestly, I think it's just a reality check of they ain't never won nothing, and they're not used to.
No, but McLaurin and Allen and them, they were on the team that almost beat the Bucks in the playoffs. It's not like they haven't been to the playoffs. I don't know what their whole issue is. Unless Roman Rivera is such a crap coach, he doesn't have them prepared for what an actual football team should look like.
You got to. It's probably that. It's like you got to think. There's so much toxicity in DC from the way the stadium is structured to the fact that they just went through all that with the not the fans, but with the ownership. And then you got to think about like, okay, they made the playoffs, but like, realistically speaking, like before they brought in Bieniemy, did they really see themselves in the next 5? Without Bieniemy, would you have seen Washington in the next 5 years getting back to the playoffs?
No.
Exactly. So it's like, it's that.
Yeah. We'll get into a drunk set in a minute, but Eric Bieniemy is kind of where Bruce Arians was before 2012. Never got the head coach opportunity. Like, yep. I can see what he's going with that, but also it's like when the Colts and the Steelers weren't doing so hot, he wasn't the one catching the heat for it. You know what I mean? Because they never got they'd lose a game. It's not like, oh, Bieniemy's garbage or whatever, like how when the Chiefs lost. You know what I mean? But now with Drunk, he's like, he said, money aside, I picked 5 guys over McDonald's. So yeah, he meant to flip it around.
Yeah.
But with them, like, you got Chase Young, you got Jonathan Allen, you got Deron Payne. You have, like, literally the best front four with Montez Sweat also in that. You have the best front four in the NFL. It's no ifs, ands, and buts on it. The Washington got the best front four. Yeah, when they're healthy, that's the best front four talent-wise.
Oh, defensively, yeah, I think so too. I think
now, the linebackers are garbage.
Well, that defense better make some noise then.
It's actually
linebackers and secondary is kind of meh. They have a good safety though. I like their safety. That I think his name is Forrest. He's nice.
Well, if you can get some pressure on the quarterback, like that'll force the quarterback to make some mistakes for that secondary to at least try to get.
I like Sam Howell. I think Washington be good. It's just Ron Rivera better not hold him back. Because if Bieniemy lets Sam Howell cook with Dotson and McLaurin, that's gonna be a nice team out in the NFC West.
That's what I'm and see. That's the other thing too. Like Ace, you gotta think about it. It's like if Eric Bieniemy inherits that team, it's gonna be because that offense flourished and was like probably top 10 in the league, while that defense was full of chocolate talent, young upcoming talent, with one of the top corners that they just drafted in this year's past draft out of Mississippi State, and it's just like they didn't go anywhere. That's the only reason I could see them bringing in Bieniemy. Players making statements make me realize how content Washington is with being. Yes, big facts. Big.
Like
facts.
I said at the beginning, they don't know what it takes to win.
Exactly. They don't. They just don't. They know some of
They
them.
don't know how what it takes to be great and win and be great. You know what I mean? Like they've won at the playoff level, but they've never been able to make it to the Super Bowl with this generation of players.
Are these some young guys coming in here? Or
championship level talent.
They got
some young guys coming in here.
They got some young guys coming in, but you got to think about it too. They got guys like Chase Young, Deron Payne,
Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat.
Yeah, Jonathan Allen.
Are those guys used to winning?
Yes.
Yeah. They went to the playoff. They just don't know what it takes. They literally came from Alabama.
Alabama, Mississippi, Ohio State. Like you got a tough front four. Even then with Washington, you could stick with Bieniemy. They weren't in this decision looking for Bieniemy. They would want their own guy.
If Washington's a top 10 offense, he don't even got to worry about that. That Washington job, somebody will hire him probably.
Yeah, and honestly, if I'm Eric Bieniemy, I'm doing what I have to basically say, you know what, I'm going to make this offense a top 10 offense, and if Washington fires Ron Rivera, and they don't take me, I'm going to make them regret it. That would be my honest statement. If I'm
If that happened, I say if Dennis Allen for the Saints don't live up to expectation this year, I'll take Eric Bieniemy.
AP knows what my thoughts are on that. I ain't getting into that rant. I already have enough negativity for me coming right now. I ain't gonna get into that unless AP want to get back into that with me. We ain't doing that again. He knows who I want for the head coach. But you gave that man an 8-hour interview, and you already knew in your mind who he was gonna hire from before you even started the head coaching search. So they ain't hiring Bieniemy.
Hey,
I wouldn't even take that job if I'm Bieniemy.
You got a point. If the Super Bowl coach tell me eat 10 Snickers, I'm doing it. He got a point.
No, he tell me I need to do the Mr. Miyagi way of training to go back to the Super Bowl. Hell, I'm doing that too. Man, knew what it take to win. I'm doing what he's gonna say because Ron Rivera, he went to the Super Bowl with the Panthers, but what happened? His quarterback couldn't even jump on a ball and fumble. It ain't matter. He got his butt whooped.
You were coming with some spice and some fire today. What did you eat before you came on here?
I think just regular wontons. That's it.
Honestly, look,
I made some just easy ones.
Something happened. You must not have taken your afternoon nap or something. Or just there's just been something.
I'm going with the no glasses energy.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
almost had a bad day at work. Just came home.
It ain't like that. I'm going with the no glasses energy. Like how people got the Black Force energy. I'm going with the no glasses.
Look, because I saw him early. He took the glasses off and did like this, and he was like, and I'm like, okay, we doing this tonight, okay. But yeah. So the other thing too is we had basically this, who should be considered next? Because I know we all saw the Hall of Fame. Zach Taylor got
Julius Peppers and God, there's only one other guy.
Shout out to our man Ken Riley.
Yes, definitely. That's the one.
Oh yeah, shout out to him. He got in this time. I'm remember for next time. There's only two guys who should get in. Julius Peppers and somebody else. I'm forgetting who it is.
Who are you gonna say? You're gonna say Eric Berry. You're gonna say Haloti Nada. Or are you gonna say?
I'm forgetting who it is. I know Andrew Luck ain't gonna get it.
Oh my God! If he get in there, if he only had one good season. After that, it's been injury prone for him.
Ace is all spice. Is beautiful. Yeah, no, it really is drunk. But
Antonio Gates. That's who it is. I forgot.
Yeah.
Antonio Gates was the second one.
Yeah.
Antonio Gates. Ain't nobody else.
I wish that all these Twitter pages would stop saying that Andrew Luck should get into the Hall of Fame or even mentioning him in the Hall of Fame in the same sentence. Andrew Luck literally did not do anything. I think he made a Pro Bowl and he had the most passing yards for a rookie, but that's it. He didn't do anything.
After that, it's been just injury prone.
Exactly. And then he
Gary
walked
Evans
out.
is up. Keep going. I'll get into this in a second.
Yeah, and then he walked out. He walked out in the middle of the preseason. Hall of Famers don't do that. He's not worthy of it.
I think if you interview Andrew Luck, he'd even tell you he shouldn't get in.
Probably. Now,
I don't even think he's that self-centered to think so, because like the way how all Hall of Fame career should go, you should at least maybe make a Super Bowl. I mean, Philip Rivers, unless you have like sustained success without making one, kind of hard to say you should get in, especially as a quarterback.
Now, I will say there are 3 guys. Actually, I will say this: there are 3 FAMU guys that I do feel should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Glenn Edwards, who is a 2-time Super Bowl champion and 2 or 3-time Pro Bowler with the Steelers, he should be in. Henry Lawrence, 4-time Super Bowl champion offensive lineman, and I believe also 2-time Pro Bowler and 1-time first team All-Pro. He should be in.
What about Nate Newton?
That's the 3rd one. Nate Newton, who was probably one of the longest standing members of that Great Wall of Dallas, and honestly, Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith will probably tell you too. Troy Aikman and them don't win 3 Super Bowls without Nate Newton. Emmitt Smith, probably not the league's all-time leading rusher without Nate Newton. Those are 3 guys that I think should definitely get in the Hall of Fame, along with Julius Peppers and Antonio Gates. But I will say also, too, another person that needs to wait a while is Steve Smith. But I know
you gotta wait.
Oh yeah, but you know too how NFL Network works. If you work for NFL Network,
we talk about this.
You're gonna get pushed into the Hall of Fame because
they got a little. They like, hey, come on, boy, in here for me for a second, boy. Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, it's like,
I think with Jari Evans, I think he might have to wait like a year or 2. I feel like I don't think he's a first ballot.
I'm trying to remember Jari Evans.
That's the Saints guard.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
He
played with Drew, didn't he?
For a minute.
Okay, I remember this guy. Yeah.
He was good, but I think he might have to wait a year or 2. Do y'all feel like players who play for multiple teams get Hall of Fame more?
Honestly, I've always felt like people that are most loyal sometimes, but honestly, it's like I need something because see, this gets me thinking now because I think about all those players that
this year's class is pretty weak though.
So
if there's any year for guys who've been waiting a minute to get in, I feel like this is an opportunity.
It is because man, see, I think about this now. It's like you had Troy Aikman, guys like that got in their first ballot, played for one team. Dan Marino, but these are also all quarterbacks.
Route running. That's why drunk.
Yeah, drunk. No, he's right though. It was route running. It was route running, and also too like his mouth and his physicality and his physical presence is what made him who he was. Because
I mean, you're right too, though.
You're right. I feel like honestly, what makes you qualify to be a Hall of Famer now versus like honestly maybe 10, 15 years ago has changed.
It's easier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. And part of that is we live in a society where it's like everybody wants a reward for something. So it's like, oh, well, we feel bad for him, so we got to put him in. And I feel like
that's what the NBA is doing with the Eastern Conference and Western Conference MVP awards, given out pretty much. There's going to be participation awards basically soon.
Because honestly, I can tell you now, there's 3 guys that I can remember as of recently, just in the last 5 years, that should not have had to wait as long as they did. And Drew Pearson, who was part of the NFL's all-time 70s team, should not have had to wait as long as he did. You had Kenny Stabler, who, much like Ken Riley, literally died, and then a year later they decided to put him in. He should not have had to wait as long as he did, but the NFL has its issues with the Raiders of old, as we all know. And then you have Ken Riley, of course, who is fifth all-time in interceptions with 65 of them, who died back in 2020 and is just now getting in. He should not have had to wait as long as he did. People were literally fighting for Ken Riley to get in the Hall of Fame back in the year 2000. It's 2023. Ken Riley, realistically speaking, as far as if we're going to compare careers, Ken Riley should have been in before Bob Hayes. I'm just going to be real. And if anything, the last FAMU player to get in, and I know this is going to sound terrible of me, the last FAMU player to get in should have been Bob Hayes, because Glenn Edwards, as a safety, more deserving. And
how many Hall of Famers graduated from FAM?
What? Ain't we talking about this recently? Who was we talking about this with? We was talking about Drew Pearson crying and thing. Wasn't it the same with AP too? I think, wasn't it? Like 2 weeks ago?
Hold on, wait. Now, Ashton, to answer your question, so as far as Pro Football Hall of Famers, FAMU's only got 2, Bob Hayes and Ken Riley. But there are, in total, I feel like it should be 5. And I feel like the next 3 that
only 2
next.
I feel like we should have way more than that.
Oh, yeah. And Drew Pearson only made it because the year prior he actually cried about it when he didn't get in.
That's what we talk about this.
I remember. Yeah, no, I remember this. I remember this because that is true. Because there was a video of him basically going off saying, you know, I felt like this was my year, and they screwed me again. And he, realistically speaking, should not have had to wait as long as he did. He should have been in. Even, oh my gosh, we can go on because what's his name? The guy that just got in, he's the only MVP in Super Bowl history to like lose the Super Bowl and still get MVP. Played for the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my gosh, we can go on.
Yeah, I know. Like, I know we talked about this sometime. I don't remember when it was, but I knew we had talked about that. Pearson with Grant because he don't.
Who was it? Chuck Howley. Chuck Howley literally was part of the Dallas Super Bowl where they lost to the Colts, and then they lost, but he got the Super Bowl MVP. He was one of the all-time greatest Cowboys, and just is now getting in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't even be there because he's physically ill.
Yeah, I ain't taking that bet. Anybody from them Patriots teams is gonna get in easy.
Dude, it's gonna start. Yeah. It's gonna start with Tom Brady, and it's gonna start rolling.
No, Edelman will go in first because he retired first. Watch out! I wouldn't shock me. Edelman's like, if there's nobody else with him in that class, I wouldn't be shocked. Somebody puts him as a first ballot.
It's gonna happen because that's most recent. That's what people remember. So they're going to make sure Edelman gets in. Go make sure Edelman gets in. Probably Amendola.
Walker.
Gronk.
I'm sorry, it's Walker.
Yeah, Gronk's definitely going in. Gronk's the first ballot.
Oh, Gronk's a guarantee.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. The McCurdy's, both of them will probably get in. Wouldn't shock me.
Honestly, I feel like these two guys are not first ballot though.
Brandon Moss is already
They're not first ballot, but they will get in within first 10 years, I feel like.
Brandon Marshall better wait. He better wait.
Brandon Marshall gotta wait. He gotta wait.
Yeah.
He gotta wait I will say I'll put Steve Smith in before I put Brandon Marshall in.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Brandon Marshall, to me, I ain't know.
It wasn't good enough. Honestly,
quick question: Is Devin Hester in the Hall of Fame yet?
No, but I think that's someone that will get a call next.
Yeah, Hester.
All that returning that dude did. He better get a call.
Yeah,
Anquan Bolden got to get a call soon, or he ain't getting yet.
I will say that's one thing that when Dion was working for NFL Network, that's one thing that he did say that made a lot of sense. A Hall of Famer is somebody that absolutely changed the game from their position. That is a fact.
Hey, Jason McCurdy working for isn't it Jason working for NFL Network now?
Yeah. He works on the network now.
Yeah, you're gonna get an easy.
Well, I got one for you. Richard Sherman.
Oh, Richard Sherman's gonna get in first ballot.
Yeah.
It'll be, I think him and Tom Brady are in the same class now. That's gonna be a hell of a class. Well, who else retired this year?
You had oh my goodness.
Brady, Sherman.
I can't think of who else.
Ben retired last year. Ben and Phil Rivers retired the same year.
Well,
I don't remember who retired with Drew.
Matt Ryan ain't getting in.
Matt Ryan
ain't getting in.
You got
Yeah, he might. I don't know.
We gotta talk about this. This is gonna be a fun discussion to have, bro. I remember Sherman Bayless getting into that with First Take, and like Sherman saying, "Bro, your whole career is pretty much useless."
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait a minute. I remember that. I'm trying to. After that happened,
I remember watching that live on TV. I'm like,
they're gonna
I think it
put
was
them
before
on
we was
TV
going to school
together
that day, and I
after
saw that,
happened?
and I'm like, oh my. I saw that when I came home from school. Yeah, that's right.
They're gonna put them on TV together after that happened a few years ago.
Yeah, and then Skip Bayless will say Tom Brady's better than your career ever was, blah blah blah, and you'll throw Super Bowl 40. Is it 49 jokes? I think it was 49.
See,
When they didn't run the ball, they'll make jokes about that with Tom Brady being better than that team.
Bark up that tree because he's barking up the wrong tree in that case. Because
unlike Shannon Sharp, Richard Sherman will come back at him.
Exactly. Matt Ryan not getting in, so it's all about Super Bowl wins at this point.
Matt Ryan's legacy got permanently tarnished by 28-3. I'm sorry.
Yeah, honestly, that's one thing that people are gonna. I'll say if Matt Ryan gets in, they better put Doug Williams in.
Who?
Doug Williams.
Williams.
They better put him in. But I will say, I lost my train of thought. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about something and I lost it.
Give me a second. The brain's kind of slow these days.
Oh my goodness. Jesus. Leave me alone. While we wait for it to come back.
Eli's what, next year? Or Eli got in this year?
When
Eli retired?
Eli's
coming up, I think. I think he retired like 2018, I want to say.
So Eli Manning retired in 2019.
So
he still got a while.
No. He's got next year. Not this upcoming one, but next year he's going to be eligible.
5, yeah. So honestly,
like 24, 25.
Eli could get in. He's got the track record to do it. It's Hall of Fame about.
It's a mix of both. I feel like
it is
like because Phil Rivers is gonna probably be like a first or second ballot, even though he didn't win a Super Bowl. But when you watch Phil Rivers, you knew Phil Rivers was better than Matt Ryan throughout their both entire careers.
But I will say the one thing that helps you cancel out the fact of a guy ever winning a Super Bowl or not is like you gotta look at a guy like Dan Marino. Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl. He went to one and got beat by Joe Montana. So, I mean, honestly, as far as a quarterback not winning a Super Bowl, like you can go through your career and not win a Super Bowl and get in the Hall of Fame. It's doable. You just better have.
I hate to say I gotta get in. Eli gonna get in because of this AP, but also because he beat Brady
twice. Yeah. So,
both those teams know how to run the ball. Because those teams knew how to run the ball.
Giants had a hell of a defense. And then I wonder how long it'll take for Victor Cruz to get in. If he ever gets in.
Victor Cruz.
Dude,
I would have loved to see him and Odell Beckham Jr. with Eli.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
that would have been a two-way. That would have been a duo right
him in on his own.
Jeez, wow, you brought up
Rivers on Madden. Eli Madden was 2. I don't get it drunk.
Cruz ain't getting in. Injuries ruined that. Low key, I think so. Honestly, how y'all feel about Des Bryant getting in?
He's gonna get in because of the star on his helmet.
There you go. There you go. That makes
Oh,
sense.
okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Completely different QBs. Okay. That makes sense. But enough of the Hall of Fame talk. We can now transit. Well, actually, before we do move on, does Ace
Well,
want
let me ask one more question before we move on. Can
to?
you actually get in the Hall of Fame not being a Pro Bowl in a year?
It depends. Ooh.
Okay, it depends because there's guys like how Demario Davis was never a Pro Bowler, but he got All Pro. There's a couple guys like that who've never been in the Pro Bowl, but because the fans didn't know who they were, so they never voted them in. But then the players and the coaches knew, and they got AP instead.
Mm-hmm. Because you got to think about it. You even they mentioned it on NFL Network. You had a guy like Ken Riley, for instance. Biggest catch was dating stuff. I almost got up and walked off this camera. No, he did not.
No.
No, he did. I'm gonna try to.
All right, Mitch.
Back to this. Okay,
Mitch.
Pro Football Hall of Fame game. Yeah, like bad football like always for the Hall of Fame game. I really don't care.
I can't wait to see.
I mean, Zach Wilson getting Aaron Rodgers play calls. Yay!
I just can't wait to see how they play it out in Hard Knocks. Also, how does Ace feel about Kamara getting only 3 games?
This dude, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he's gonna take Kellen Mond. Kellen Mond is garbage, bro. I think Drunk was talking about this with us last week. Kellen Mond's garbage, bro. Dorian Thompson-Robinson is taking that roster spot.
Yeah, I agree.
Now back to what you were saying about Kamara getting a 3-game suspension. Hey, I'll take it. Bro got charged with a felony, got a 3-game. That's the DUI stuff, bro. I'll take that any day of the week.
They can't keep him.
What do you mean?
That's what they say when you beat the case. It's like they can't keep me.
Oh yeah. Nah. Also, I think it's like no Sean Payton there. We ain't got to worry about nobody getting Sean Payton just loves to piss off Goodell. Someone said Aaron Rodgers Wilson
like a wish kid.
Oh, now I gotta really watch. I need to watch Hard Knocks.
And there goes Jordan.
All right, well he does.
All right, why he come back? This college football thing.
Yeah, we can stick with NFL for a minute. We got preseason games coming up. CJ Stroud making his NFL debut this week. People have been sleeping on John Mechie, I feel like. I don't know what's up with that, but it's like everybody's talking about in fantasy, like the Texans don't got a wide receiver 1. Bro, I got faith in John Mechie, bro. John Mechie gonna be fine. John Mechie would have won first round if he didn't tear his ACL.
That's facts.
And then he beat leukemia. I'm like, not just that I'm rooting for him to be a good story or whatever. I feel like he actually will be good. And now with like Stroud is like, you kind of feel like, okay, yeah, Titus Howard's out. Like that ball is gonna be coming out fast, like really quick. So I wouldn't be shocked if it's like a crap ton of like slants, bubble screens, in and outs. It's gonna be quick passes, bro. That team's got to be quick passes, or he's gonna get killed. And then that trade request is gonna hit like crack in a couple of years, man. Can't wait for that. Anyways,
let's go ahead.
Yeah, so Patriots Texans is tomorrow. Seahawks Vikings as well. We'll see Jaron Hall. I don't think Kirk Cousins playing tomorrow, or Jefferson. I'd be shocked if they do. See Jackson Smith and Jigba. AP's gonna troll me and another dude on Twitter because we both wanted Jackson Smith and nobody traded up for him and let him go to the Seahawks. But we won't get into that. Falcons Dolphins Friday. Oh my god, we need to talk about that offensive line for the Dolphins. Oh my god, we talking about the Texans O line being bad, bro. Tua's gonna die again. Like this time, I don't think he's gonna get off the field. He might actually die on the field.
Dude, if that's the case, that might be. If that's the case, it might be Tua's last year there. Then unless he signed the contract.
Now, but the concussions he had last year, bro, you would think the offensive line would be any better. Now that offensive line disintegrated in 2 seconds.
I don't
He's
think.
screwed.
The Dolphins.
We're not seeing Burrow on Friday. We'll see Jordan Love make his Packers QB1 official debut with Christian Watson.
We're not going to see Joe Burrow until preseason.
No, he ain't playing until week 1, maybe week 2.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, good.
Giants, Lions. Well, I'm pretty sure Hendon Hooker hasn't even got off PUP list yet, so it would be Teddy Bridgewater signed with them, by the way.
Yeah, he did. So that might be the extra arm that starts.
Yep, Seahawks cracked me up with the Geno DKD pass. It's trying to turn water into. I don't know how the hell Geno's actually good. I really don't. Geno be playing like a top 20 quarterback, and I never thought I'd see the day.
Hendrickson killed the Packers.
Oh yeah, bro. Hawaiian Jenkins, I think, got tossed from practice. Yeah, like I think Trey Hendrickson was kicking his butt so bad he got pissed off and got in like a fight with him or something. Got tossed from practice. It was rough as the Packers. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that team. I feel like they got pieces there, but that O-line just got to get their act together.
Honestly, dude, it's been a while since the Packers were not like the kings of the North, like consistently. I feel like we're going back to that time period again. People don't realize the 80s were a hard time for Green Bay.
We talked about that in the preview.
Yeah, dude.
Like, we're so used to them running the division, and now you're like, wait. Imagine you playing game of tag, but instead it's you're a kid and everybody else is 300-pound grown men trying to chase you, tagging you. Yeah, except they're trying to kill you instead of tagging you. We want to see Hendrick. Bro, I want Jared Goff to do so bad this year for what he said, but it's whatever.
Last time the Packers didn't have a Hall of Fame QB was. Yeah, that's true. And I think
the only person who was probably alive for that was Ashton. When were you born? I feel like Ashton is probably the only one who has a shot at being alive back then.
I'm a 90s boy guy. So.
All right, so even Ashton wasn't even alive for that, bro.
I just remember. I think, golly, I think not Jim McMahon. Yeah, I think Jim McMahon was still with. Probably was still with Chicago by then. That's crazy. But yeah, no, that's, like I said, dude, hey, the 80s was a dark time for Green Bay. The early 2000s before Brett Favre showed up.
Yeah, they don't. Jordan Love's got to prove it first. But the thirdest question for all y'all. AP and Drunk can respond in the chat too. I want to see what y'all say. Which one of these 3 teams is going to be the worst ones this year? The Raiders, the Cardinals, or the Bucks?
Cardinals. I think it's the Cardinals.
But I feel so bad for Marlon Mack from the USF. He just signed with the Cardinals 2 days ago, and he tore his Achilles again.
I guess they're not doing anything for Kyler Murray up there in Arizona.
I don't know who's worse, Jonathan Gannon or Josh McDaniels, but I feel like Kyler's going to come back by like week 11 and win a game.
AP and Ace have the same thought process, but I do think it's going to be the Cardinals.
Yeah, when me and JP did the AFC West preview, I was absolutely ruthless with them on that preview. I don't know if Ashton saw that preview that we did. Yeah, I was ruthless. I went L.
I ain't watched it. I was busy, so I'll check it out. I'll check it out another time.
I think I gave him 9 straight L's. I was just like,
I joined a religion that believes Kyler loves video games more than football.
Do you blame him though? Like, video games don't take your head off and make you have CTE. So I mean, if I got played for video games,
video games get your brain going. It's McDaniels, man. Threw out Peyton Hillis in 2010 because he hit on his.
Hey, hold on, guys, for a minute, please.
Go ahead. Oh dear gosh! Oh my goodness! What in the world? What is? Because he hit on his wife. I didn't know that. That's messy.
Justina. I mean, people making some very wild jokes about Adrian Peterson and Kareem Hunt last 2 days.
Bro, come on.
We was talking about because like it's been a thing where Alvin Kamara's been mentoring Kendra Miller, and we was talking about like it's better than when Alvin was a rookie and Adrian Peterson wasn't doing much of anything to help him.
Mhm.
So, if he said, "Well, we know he ain't good with kids," I said, "Yeah, he's used to whipping them in shape."
Man, on that note, we're gonna go to college football. Y'all wild talking about people kids and stuff. Golly, man. All right, so wait, can you get back in?
No, he would not be. The only reason why he's a head coach is because he was with Belichick for so long and he's white. But we won't get to that.
Yeah, AC, you said it right. Okay, so as far as the college football goes, as we head into our last segment of the night,
More teams left.
we are in the dog days of fall camp. So if you're basically playing on
We can
week
talk
0
about
at this point,
that was another movie.
I'm just gonna keep
Fight
going.
Club.
I'm just gonna keep on going. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we into the dog days of fall camp. This is basically when you get to a point where guys are tired of hitting each other and everything. Guys want to go hit somebody else. It's coming back slowly but surely. We got 2 more weeks. We're realistically 1 more week left of actually, tearing each other up. Then we can start winding it down and getting the game preps because we're 1 week away from week 0, or 1 week away from game week, I should say, if being completely honest. Yeah. But yeah, so the other thing too is the conference realignment. So
yeah, it is depressing. It's not even the Pac-12 anymore. It's the Pac-4. It's only 14. Hawaii's got to be getting
Pac-0 in a couple weeks.
So is Idaho State, right? We can both agree. Hawaii and Idaho State's going to get a call soon.
Yeah, Hawaii, Boise State. I'd call Colorado State.
Not Idaho State. I meant Boise State. Oh my God.
You're good, man. But yeah, Boise State. Boise State.
Boise's not even a state. What the hell? Should be Idaho.
It's okay. That
makes no sense. It's like calling it Tampa State.
I know. It's just let them do their thing. They win. They won. They win.
They win and they got a cool ass field. That used to be like one of my favorite teams back when I was small because they had the blue field. I thought that was cool.
Yes, honestly, I would be calling Hawaii, Boise State, Colorado State. I would reach out to a couple other schools too. Honestly, like maybe, well, no, you can't not Sam Houston, but I mean, you got other schools out there. Maybe I was gonna try to be nice and say Portland State, but who isn't FBS school? But you can't even reach out to them really because I feel like they don't even have enough to support themselves in the Pac-12. But
bro, they're gonna really call you USF or somebody from the AAC. I feel like SMU is like almost a lock. It felt like.
Yeah, SMU has been in contact with these.
Stanford from a time is not the only thing. It's like the Big Ten is some of them are on Central Time, which isn't that bad. But like even then, like USC and UCLA, me and JP's talked about this last week. Like logistics do not make sense on that, and like the kids have to go to school. Like you want them to fly all the way to the East Coast, go 4 hours ahead, and then come back on a time zone.
That's what I've been saying for this conference realignment.
Like time zone left to chat for kids.
I'm glad you said that because I have these photos that I'm going to show you of players that are like softball, baseball players that have tweeted about their dislike for this new conference realignment. Yeah, Florida could be its own conference, honestly. That's true. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to share the screen
Show us,
again.
big brother. Show us.
Yeah, Florida might not be in its own conference. Florida might be its own state by the time 2030 comes around at this rate. But we won't get into that.
Players who compete for schools that are leaving the Pac-12 have spoken out against the latest round of conference realignment. They cited mental health and further distances for their families to travel for road games. So this girl right here, I believe, Paige Sinicki, who plays for Oregon.
She low-key cooking, though.
Said, I picked to play in a high-level softball conference where being close to home would allow my parents to watch my games. It would be unfortunate to hear that my senior year I'll be playing as far as New Jersey Rutgers, as well as other East Coast schools. That's facts. Let's go to another one.
Like I said, she low key cooking.
If it lets me go to another one. Here we go. This girl right here, I shouldn't say chick. This girl right
Bruh, shame on you.
Bro.
here, she's a girl. She's a woman. She's a woman. Shame on me.
This woman right here, woman
Don't come
athlete,
for me, feminists.
Cunningham.
Don't come for me, feminists. I'm doing the best I can. Shannon Cunningham plays softball for Arizona State. I chose to play in the Pac-12 because of the ability to play close to home and in front of my family. I chose the Pac-12 so my family didn't have to worry about far travel or giving up all their vacation time just to come see me. This affects athletes in every sport plus academics. Ding, ding, ding. What have me and Ace been saying?
I've been saying I understand you doing this for business and money and everything, but is money gonna be able to make up for all this or what these girls are saying and everything? Because to be honest with you, traveling back and forth is going to affect these players and everything. And I just wonder if with classes or mental stuff, whatever, and I just want to know if the money is gonna be able to overcome all that.
I don't think so.
What up, Swacking the Fool?
You also have another one. Oh, wait, Swacking the Fool in the comment section?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Swacking the Fool up.
How we doing?
Oh, tell myself what's up. I can't see him right now because I'm on the other screen, but yeah. So
All
we have
right,
Exhibit
cool.
B here. Another Oregon girl, Morgan Scotty, 11.
Oregon woman, come on. We're gonna come for you. Get it together.
That's her name on the thing. It says Morgan Scotty _ Scotty. 11.
No, you said another girl. We're gonna get in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. Keep it going.
But yeah, anyone going to talk about all the other sports that play multiple games in a weekend? What happened to mental health or student athletes being important? The balance of practice, travel, school, and having a social life is already hard enough. Why add even more stress? Facts.
Money.
I've been like I said.
Insert Mr. Krabs meme of saying money.
Money.
That is exactly what it is. It is nothing else about it.
Honestly, this is very Oregon heavy. Okay, KK from Oregon also said, tired of being an overlooked sport. It's an upsetting day for the Pac-12 lovers and people who love the sanity of student athletes' mental health. Facts. So here's
money
my thing.
ruin these athletes, man. I wouldn't say ruin, but it's affecting them.
It's not affecting the athletes, more so it's affecting their education part of it.
Exactly, because now it's like, dude,
they're not going to even see a penny of half the money they're going to get from the TV deals for the Pac-12 or from the ACC and the Big Ten.
Because you got to think about
whatever team they're joining.
The Big Ten's deal stretches a far net because you got games on ESPN. You got the deal because they basically shared it big time all over the Hall of Fame game, where the Big Ten basically will have games on NBC. The Big Ten just took the CBS and the SEC is done with their deal, so now the Big Ten's going to be on CBS.
Dang.
Yeah, no, it's very sad. It's a sad day. I was so used to the CBS having the SEC at 3:32. I'm shocked. But
that's not going to be a thing no more?
No, dude, that's gone. That is gone.
Well, rest in peace.
I know. Dude, CBS's viewership is going to plummet because the quality ain't going to be the same. So it's just you see the players voicing their frustration, and then you see what is actually going to come of this. It's going to be bad. Like, we're doing this for football purposes, but we're not thinking about the long-term thing. I become mentally ill if I can't pay my rent, and I'm sure Stanford AD feel. I can't with this man.
No, you didn't see this one he pulled.
And they saying that travel was only an HBCU problem. I guess not.
Oh, it's not.
Travel isn't a problem for them. Travel's like travel for the school isn't the problem because they're getting so much money, but they're not going to get the students see half of it.
Yeah, that's true. The SEC at 3:30.
Half of that money is going to the boosters. It feels like.
Yes.
Like always.
Yeah, drunk. Yes, it's sadly true. The 3:30 for the SEC, it's on CBS. It's not a thing no more. The SEC
What channel is the SEC on now?
SEC's moving full time to ESPN and ABC, which means get ready. SEC
Oh,
championship.
more Mickey Mouse. More Mickey Mouse.
That SEC championship, that's going to be on ABC or back on
But
ABC.
I heard from off script telling that Disney was doesn't want anything to do with ESPN no more.
ESPN is
That's what
owned
I
by
heard. I don't know for sure.
ESPN is owned by Disney. Disney
Yeah.
owns them. Disney owns Hulu.
But-
That's like when you hear like them talking about it, Disney literally owns ESPN. They unless they sell it, it is not going anywhere.
Yeah, and I don't see it going anywhere for a while because yes, Disney's got their hands in everything. They got their hands on Marvel, Star Wars, ESPN.
Disney's like the largest corporation in the world, right?
Yeah, that mouse.
Well,
that
we can get into a certain team giving money to a certain. They're being the biggest sponsor for a team. Are they going to go give money to a person who's in a lawsuit with that said state? Actually, not even. They're giving money to a person who's in a lawsuit with said company, who's the biggest sponsor for said team, but the team's giving money to the said person who's in the lawsuit with said team company. We can get into that if we do hot topics.
What the hell did you just say?
AC college football is like eating real Chinese food instead of Panda Express. Yeah, AMB was he cooking with that.
And ABC would do well. I remember when Brett Musketeers ogled over AJ McCarron's girlfriend. So, oh yeah, I remember that. What a
Bro,
one!
where's Trey Young when you need
He literally.
Hey, can I say this right quick while we talking about conference realignment?
Go ahead.
Do y'all still think HBCUs can make that jump to FBS, or is that just a talk just to boost everybody happiness up?
Honestly,
If Dion had stayed at Jackson State, I could have said maybe. But the only team who has a legit shot is maybe North Carolina Central and South Carolina State.
No, I wouldn't even.
As of right now,
I wouldn't even say them. Realistically speaking,
none of them.
I'm never going to say anything's not possible. I'm not going to say anything's not possible because anything is possible, especially in this day and age. We've already seen it now. But I think it's going to take a little while. It's going to take a little while. A lot of these schools a lot of HBCUs need to focus on internal issues.
That's what I'm saying. Once you do move up, are you gonna be able to keep it steady long term and everything? Because you don't want to move up while it's steady and everything. Then it goes back down. Because if you do that, that's gonna affect you to go back down to FCS and everything. So you gotta at least keep it going long term. Because if not, then
AP's right. AP's absolutely
Mm-hmm.
right. You would need a large influx of money to go into the program. Like James Madison,
The buy-in.
State, they made the jump because they were financially stable enough to make that jump. Although honestly, I never thought I'd see James Madison make that jump, realistically speaking. But it made sense for them to go ahead and do it. HBCUs, you need a large influx of money. You need something to hold you over every single year. Otherwise, you're going to have a situation much like Idaho when the Vandals made the move up to the FBS, but they didn't even stay long. They were back in the FCS not too long after. So Deion Sanders for Jackson State another year could have had any primetime game he wanted. Honestly, dude, here's the thing I'm going to say about that. I felt like up until I heard what I heard in all these interviews, like when he went on Brandon Marshall and companies and oh my gosh, not Ryan Davis, but when he went on Brandon Marshall,
I Am an Athlete podcast. I think that was.
Yeah, when he went on the I Am Athlete podcast, yeah, when he went on there and said that he was only going to do 2 years, I was surprised because I felt like Deion was going to at least give Jackson State 5 years. That's what I felt. I was like, okay, he's going to probably give him 5 years, and then he'll dip out for something more. And, it's going to go from there. His assistants may spread out across the SWAC or something, because eventually I figured, I'm like, okay, well, if he gives it 5 years, he'll bust through and win a Celebration Bowl at that point. But Not the case. Just not.
Just
the case.
imagine
No.
Deion Sanders as the SWAT commissioner.
There have been a lot of pissed off old people. There would have been
Maybe.
there would have been a lot of pissed off old people.
I ain't saying what I'm thinking. But speaking of the Sanders family, let's talk about that son who, as some are calling, is becoming the new Jalen Hurts of college football, of practice quarterback, being an elite guy, apparently not having any interceptions throughout practice so far. I mean,
That's good.
unless he wins Heisman and makes the playoffs, he probably if he enters the draft, he'd probably be like the early second round pick probably, because he's only been in the FBS 1 year. But given that the Pac-12 is like
Shadur?
on its last legs, yeah.
I'm telling you now, dude. Honestly, I hate to be like this, but Pac-12 defenses
Are terrible.
They're terrible, but it ain't gonna be as easy as it was for him in the SWAC. I'm just gonna cut it. I just have to be real. It's not going to be as easy. He's going against USC, Oregon, Washington, an Oregon State team that is a little tricky, especially if you got to. If I can't remember their schedule, but if they have to go to Corvallis, still not
Utah.
Easy. Yeah, Utah, who is a physical team,
who could have beat Florida last year.
Bingo.
Beat Florida last year.
That's what Utah, USC. Yeah, you still
You
got
mentioned Washington,
Oregon State.
I can't hear you, Jay Peeps.
No, his audio's fine. I can hear him. He's talking about guy Washington, Oregon State, Washington State.
I can't hear Jay Peeps or Ace.
I think something on Ashton end went wrong.
Yeah, that might be on your end, buddy. The worry with Shadur Sanders is I think Colorado's offensive line is going to get bullied, and that could lead to some bad film. I think so too.
they're going to have to take a minute to get used to each other, probably.
They are. Honestly, dude, I've seen some practice footage. Like, the defensive front is more often than not whooping the offensive line. Because you even got Shiloh crashing down and making plays.
Any NFL team that drafts Shadur got to hire Deion out of the picture.
I'm glad he said that. So recently, and you know what thing, and again, anything's possible, things change. Deion recently did say he would never coach in the NFL because at that point it's about
he doesn't fit it.
He doesn't, honestly. And seeing how cutthroat the NFL is with black coaches, if I'm Deion, I wouldn't take it. I would stay in the college ranks.
The only job I would even think of taking is if Mike Tomlin decides to retire and take Pittsburgh.
Is it working now?
Yeah, hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
All right.
But yeah, honestly, dude, I don't see him going to the NFL. I see him staying in the college ranks, which is where he should stay. I think, realistically speaking, he's done all this so he could see his boys all the way through to the NFL. But again, I'm curious what's next for him after Colorado. After both his sons move on.
SEC team.
Which one though? Which
Florida.
one? You think he'll go to Gainesville?
Unless FSU joins up into the SEC.
I could see the only way I could see him going to Tallahassee to join Florida State is if something happens.
Unless Norvell.
Yeah, but right now,
Norvell cooled down his seat from last year. Because last year when we talked to Allison, we were saying he might have been on that hot seat and then he wouldn't beat LSU.
Oh yeah, dude. And now look at it.
No, FSU beat LSU, right?
Yeah, they did. Dude, the thing about it is Florida State's now like I think preseason number.
I bet after how LSU lost that game, they're gonna be looking for some revenge, boy.
Oh yeah, they will.
That game is gonna be the best game of week 1, I believe that is, right?
Yeah, probably the most watched.
I think you can have a hard time getting a real QB when Shadur leaves because we just saw him pull Travis Hunter and then Who's that next guy they pulled the next year? Corner.
It's Dion, bro. He'll find somebody.
He will.
Deion
yeah,
can recruit
he's
the
talking
hell
about-
out of people.
He pulled the kid that was supposed to originally commit to Miami that played corner. He stole him.
Kamari McLean.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, so I mean, honestly,
He
I
can
think
recruit. He'll get somebody.
he will, and it'll likely be somebody from Texas, some
The
gunslinger from
CFL.
California or Florida. After Colorado, it's Miami of Ohio, then CFL. Damn.
Trump came out.
Golly.
I say this: if Colorado have a better season, if Colorado
Hey,
have a better
Castle, not
season
that guy.
than Miami, then the Miami fans better hit the anger button.
I have Mario Cristobal flames out so fast they got more than one issue to deal with.
That part. They better go get Ed Reed.
Yeah.
Well,
We just saw what happened with Bethune fumbling that bag. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, no, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna.
Dion gonna dress up as like Leon Fancast. I'm sorry, not a Leon Fancast.
Oh my gosh. All right. We've been to slide into the wrap
We got
up.
anything else? I
Nah.
don't know who got anything else. Did we forget anything? Yeah, I'm really gonna talk up. Whoa. Why am I getting feedback from somebody else, Mike?
It's not me.
I don't know where it is. Like, what the hell? Anyway, yeah. So I'm not gonna really talk about the whole Magic thing because that'll just piss me off a lot. But who they decided to give money to, because then we're gonna stray off sports, and then I will become a rant. So we're not gonna talk about it because that dude is a total doofus. That's all I'm gonna say about it. All right. With that being said, NFL football is back. Jonathan Taylor's staying away from the team because the Colts would rather pay $20 million to move a whale cross countries and pay a running back. Kareem Hunt's busy trying to become an OnlyFans person, trying to make more money from what he's gonna actually get, overvaluing himself.
Oh my gosh.
What else? Anthony Barr can't make up what team he's gonna be on. That's an old question.
Oh, my bad. That was not supposed to come up. That's my bad.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about Paolo being a 5, bro? Steve Kerr, bro. Steve Kerr had me so mad the other night. I think they're playing tonight, right? I don't know if USA is playing Spain tonight or tomorrow, but God, Paolo playing 5 is brutal to watch sometimes. But it's teaching him more to play off ball. So if the Magic wanted to let like Markel or Franz play on ball more, he can do other things aside being on ball and being a pure scorer, which, if you want to be longevity in this league, you gotta be able to play off ball some. So it's whatever, but I mean, if you wanted to ask me who would I rather play at the 5 on defense between Paulo and Markel, I'd rather put Markel Fultz at, even if he's 6'3" at center, because he knows how to be help side defense. Something Paulo is not very good at right now. I'll be real. He's not very good at it.
Play a defensive player to the ball. Damn.
Wait, who the Magic pay? I'd rather move a whale than extend. No. Okay, Jonathan Taylor. I'm talking about the Colts. Okay, two different things here. Jim Irsay would rather pay a whale to move than pay Jonathan Taylor at running back. That's the Colts. Then the Magic decides to go give $50,000 of the DeVoe family, who owns the Magic, gave $50,000 of the Magic money that they made off from the players and revenue from the Magic to Ron DeSantis' PAC. Basically, money.
So you mean to tell me Shaq didn't buy the Magic yet?
I wish. At this point, I'd rather take Shaq.
As
much as Shaq has some issues with the Magic because of Dwight Howard and that whole thing.
I mean, he said recently that he wanted to buy him.
I know. I don't know why he won't buy him. Josh Hart getting $20 million a year from USA High, bro. Next thing we're gonna see is Bobby Portis, but Bobby Portis shouldn't even been on the team to begin with. But it's not the Olympics team, and somebody was telling me that they had Mason Plumlee before, so I guess it's just usual to keep a couple scrubs to being on the team. But speaking of guys who are good in the NBA, but terrible and FIBA. They was telling me Trae Young shouldn't have been on Team USA because he would have get cooked on defense and he doesn't fit the FIBA play style. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was terrible against Germany today for Team Canada. He got lit up. He didn't get 20 free throws and he just looked like a regular player. Wait, Daniel Snyder got money. Should he buy the person of AP? Ron DeSantis. Nah,
Don't
Ron.
mention that name, please.
We won't get in. Ron DeSantis. All right, that's enough for me. I've had my rant. Yeah. JP's watched the show. You gotta take a phone call. With that being said, everybody, should we keep it going until JP's get off the phone with his mom?
Yeah, what you want to talk about?
All right. Josh Hart got $20 million. Good for him. Everybody's still waiting for Damian Lillard to make up his decision on where the hell he's going. And Portland Trailblazers to stop playing footsies with the Miami Heat. James Harden is still a 76er. He should have got traded by now. What else we got? Oh yeah, let's talk about this one thing.
What?
Oh, before we talk about it, Ron DeSantis, Jonathan Simmons, same person. Hey, Jonathan Simmons got Markelle Fultz on the Magic, so I'll be forever grateful for that. Unless we're talking about a different Jonathan Simmons, then I don't know who the hell that is. That being said, what was I going to talk about for a second? Oh yeah, Paul George giving Devin Booker a compliment and Devin Booker being all puffy about it. You know, that was a whole fun thing to see this morning when I woke up. Because, you know, Paul George, his podcast, I don't even know his podcast peer, or whatever the hell it's called. He had Klay Thompson on. And Klay Thompson was talking about not one of his finer moments where he was giving the 4 to Devin Booker and kind of being pissy about it. And then Devin Booker responded. Devin Booker's mad, even though Klay literally said he's a really good guy, worked hard, made it as a franchise player. Give him all his compliments in the world. And Devin Booker came out puffy and pissy about it. I was like, what the hell? Man been in this field since Kendall Jenner left him for Bad Bunny. All right.
Do you see James Harden going to the Clippers?
Man, James Harden to the Clippers. I don't know who the hell they trading for him. They got Bones Highland.
If he goes to they trade him to the Clippers, then he just desperate now. That's all I got to say. Yeah, I already got like 3 superstars on that team. You need a 4th one?
Well, they really have 1 star and 2 guys who are geriatrics at this point who can't make it through the playoffs. Because, I mean, Russell Westbrook saved the legacy for them to not get swept. Paul podcast only good in Clipix. Clipix, yeah. They only have little moments. Otherwise, it's pretty boring. Which is why I never actually watched it. No, I do like the Quentin Richardson podcast, the Knuckleheads podcast. That's a good one to listen to. They just have a couple of guests on every once in a while, and they just do a good job. But damn JPs, get off the damn phone. Probably just talking away.
It might be a job phone call. You never know.
Ain't no job calling him at 9:30. I ain't gonna say what I'm thinking. Like name another player putting on.
Damn. Not the fat shoes.
Man, James Harden needs to hurry up and go down to Miami. Clippers suck, yeah, bro. Kawhi just he can't catch a break these days. Well, sometimes I think he decides to give his issues, but then sometimes like, really, bro, we just can't catch a break. Harden just want to be in Wild Blue, but Harden just need to go to Miami. My bad. YouTube chat sucks. Yeah, ain't gonna lie, you're right. Drunk is why I just go sometimes and I just listen. But see, what you gotta do is when you're dropping these little tidbits, you need to go after the video and just drop them into the actual comment section of the video so we could just pin it. Because like the one with Flash stop being Russell Westbrook, like not Russell Westbrook, Zion Williamson. Trying to get JP
Shit.
to look at it.
Damn.
JP, look at this. He on the phone. He probably muted us.
I know he probably watching.
Nah, he's looking at something on his phone. He can't be on his phone because he's on his phone, so I don't know what the hell he's looking at on the ground. We
Well,
can see him.
I
Y'all
guess
can't
we could
see
just
him
sit
talking
here
in
and
the
wait then.
background. We could just end it. I don't know. We could do hockey talk. Football, there's Messi's destroying the MLS. I mean, already was better than Ronaldo in my opinion. Ronaldo is what I call him. But destroying the MLS right now. Took the worst team in the MLS and is just beating the best teams like nothing. So that's just a talent
There
difference
he is.
between
There he is.
from Europe to US. He's finally finished this conversation.
And we can't
But
hear
he
him.
has no audio. He can't talk. Fix your audio, buddy. Sheesh. Coming on here with no audio. Fix the audio before you come back. Talk.
My bad. I turned off
Oh yeah,
my.
Johnny Manziel never watching any film. I forgot about this one in his documentary. Man said he never watched any film. Jeez, I wonder why. It explains why he was a bust in 2 years.
Of course, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, Henry Ruggs got 3 to 10 years. He's probably gonna get 3 years for killing a person and a dog, but whatever. Hopefully he figures out how to help people whose families have been killed from drunk driving and just dedicates his life to helping those type of people when he comes out. Because that's all you gotta do now. Done screwed up your life.
Wild.
JP trying to sign Tyrese Halliburton. Hey, bro, you trying to get some money like that, bro? Tyrese Halliburton shouldn't have got paid the money he did, but he got paid big time.
All right, Ace.
Oh, your time to wrap it up. Now you come tell me to wrap it up, bro. We was just BSing it for like, what, 10 minutes?
Well, my bad, dude. My bad.
Yeah, it's good. It's all good. We good.
All right, folks. Well, that's
With
gonna
that being said, everybody, yeah, cool. I just talked for about 20 minutes straight.
Hey, but
During
before
this
we get
thing.
off, I'm gonna ask JP. Let me ask JP. JP's when you coming out with the FAMU prediction video?
Oh, that comes out next Monday. Next
Oh, that's
August
good.
14th is when it drops. I know everybody needs it because we need something to talk about. But yeah, some people are gonna. Spoiler alert. In this video today, we mentioned the players to watch. Some of you are gonna probably hate me for the predictions and stuff. Everybody's got varying opinions and stuff like that.
That was the most ironic thing I saw on the internet today.
Oh my gosh. Jeez. I'm not going to say nothing. But yes, August 14th, FAMU preseason breakdown comes out. Stay tuned. Be ready for it. That's all I got for tonight, folks. We hope you've enjoyed as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. We want to thank Ashton.
Shout out AP. Shout out Drunk. Shout out Ashton for joining us tonight. Y'all three awesome. What was it? Us Walking a Fool showed up too. Shout out to them, I guess.
Joining us this evening as well too.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me. I'll probably be back after the week after we beat Jet. I'll probably be back on here the weekend after we beat Jackson State if I don't have to work. Hopefully we do. So we can celebrate. Okay.
Definitely.
Oh, if FAMU beats Jackson, like I said, I think I said this last week, but if they do beat them, this will be background for the whole episode. Give it a second to load. This will be my background for the whole episode. So, Drunk.
Yes, sir. Take care.
With that being said, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. See y'all on the next week's episode. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a new podcast coming out with Flash when he finishes his stuff that he's doing. Yeah, maybe. You never know.
Good night, everybody.
I was wasted. Discard half my comments. We understand, Drunk. It's still a pleasure to have you in the chat. Keep it alive. Keep it entertained. You know how it is. Peace out. See y'all next week. JB, send that outro. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yes, sir.
Yep. See y'all later.